Hi, my name is Mason Dean. I chose the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission as my screencast presentation career. And this is and motherfucking Hi, my name is Mason Dean. I chose the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission as my career screencast and something that I'd like to do in the future. Basically, a brief description of what the North Carolina Wildlife Resource Commission does is they're pretty much North Carolina's Department of Natural Resources. They take care of the oceans, they take care of wildlife, they protect fishes, they protect deer, they protect every wildlife in North Carolina, try to give them suitable habitat to live in, try to make sure populations are safe, and try to make sure that they don't get endangered. They're trying to make sure the environment was like it before we came into that area, trying to make everything nice and safe for the animals so they can live in a habitat safe to them. And with the North Carolina Wildlife Resource Commission, they have two separate unions. They have the fisheries and they have wildlife management. Wildlife management takes care of hunting. They take care of. They mainly take care of hunting. They everything on land pretty much. Fisheries is more on what the water, oceans, creeks, lakes, inlets, anything like that. Fisheries tries to take care of fish, make sure they're alive, make sure they're living healthy, make sure there's a strong population, and make sure people aren't taking in too much fish, taking in too young a fish, and taking in too small a fish. Just trying to keep sure the habitat is safe, like I said earlier. Basically, they are police officers on the water, making sure taxes are good, making sure registrations are good, making sure everything's paid for, making sure you have your fishing license, and keeping the water as clean as possible. Um, Positions for the NCWRC are your main positions if you want to be an enforcement officer is a wildlife enforcement officer. Um, Wildlife enforcement officer, like I said, is pretty much a police officer on the water, making sure everything is clean, making sure fish are alive, making sure they're healthy, making sure people aren't taking in too much, and also making sure people are safe on the water, wearing life jackets, making sure they have um, flares, emergency lights, everything so everyone, including animals, can be safe on the water like they deserve to be. Um, and for type of employment, it is a government agency. It's ran by the government. There's a DNR or WRC in every state. Every WRC or DNR is ran by the state. It's all government owned. It's it's law enforcement, but for wildlife. Um, for education, um, for your requirements mainly, there isn't really too strict of requirements as long as you passed high school. You have to be at least 20 years old by the time of the final exam, be a high school graduate or have a GED, demonstrate a 10th grade reading comprehension level to be sworn in as law enforcement, including police officer, wildlife management, or fisheries management in the state of North Carolina, and to never been charged or convicted with a felony. There's also some recommendations. They recommend you to go to university or community college to study wildlife management. A thorough knowledge of fish and wildlife species on native North Carolina is preferred, but it's not needed. You'll learn a lot of that in the 28-week academy to become a wildlife enforcement officer. Their 28-week academy is pretty much like their boot camp, but there's a lot more learning about the career in that than instead of a boot camp. Earnings for wildlife management are actually pretty good. Um, to start out, internship, like I'm hoping to do, it's $10 an hour. It's temporarily, and you learn a lot about the career, and you're basically working side by side with wildlife enforcement officers to really learn more about the environment and make sure this is what you really want to do. So I'm hoping to do that near the end of the summer. Um, but for earnings, it's mainly about 30,000 to almost $100,000 because you can get up there higher. You can be an environmental program supervisor, and you can also become a teacher, an educator at local parks and forests to teach children that come in on field trips just basically what they do, how to conserve the environment, make sure everyone's protected. Um, Basically, an outlook on all of this is I just think it's a great program. I think it's one of those jobs that it's not really a job for me, as I would feel you're going in, you're doing what you like to do. I'd be on the water all day, making sure people are safe, making sure animals are safe, making sure our environment is taken good care of as I believe it deserves to be. My dad is a Master Chief in the Coast Guard. I've always loved being on the water. I've always loved that he protects people and also saves animals when he can. I just think working on the water is a great career choice, and I would love to do it someday. And I hope you enjoyed my screencast, and I would hope you have a great day.